The Taj Mahal is one of the 7 wonders of the world. It was built in the year 1648 and…
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes. What is your question?
Have you seen the Taj Mahal?
No, I haven't.
I have seen the Taj Mahal. It was a wonderful experience. I am wondering how you can talk about it without experiencing it first.
Jara, do you think the student has a point?
No, I disagree. The teacher is knowledgeable about Taj Mahal and is better qualified to discuss it than the student. To truly learn about Taj Mahal, we should listen to someone with knowledge rather than someone with just the experience.
I understand your point, but don't you think experience also holds value? What's the use of knowing about sugar if you've never tasted it? Those who have tasted sugar know what it is, and any additional knowledge about sugar is optional.
I agree with you. However, it depends on your objective. Experience is valuable, especially when dealing with things that engage our senses, like tasting sugar or visiting the Taj Mahal. But for understanding concepts beyond our senses, knowledge is indispensable.
I have complete knowledge that consciousness is appearing as the universe, yet I can't claim to be enlightened because I've never experienced this oneness. I always feel that everyone is different. So, I don't think I can claim that I am an enlightened person.
You are enlightened if you are free from suffering. It's not possible to be free from suffering without gaining the knowledge. Experience can help, but knowledge is crucial.
I still feel that having the experience is essential.
While experiences are valuable, they're temporary. Knowledge is permanent. Even a profound experience of oneness may be fleeting and of limited practical use without the foundation of knowledge.
People talk about the fourth state beyond waking, dreaming, and deep sleep. I want to experience this fourth state.
The fourth state isn't separate from the first three. They refer to the states of the mind, while the fourth state is about consciousness experiencing those states through the mind. There's no reaching it, we're always in the fourth state, experiencing the other three. It's about realizing that you are the fourth state, not a mystical experience.
But this everyday experience is not what I am referring to. I would like to have the experience of oneness.
You would have had this experience of oneness while getting fully immersed in whatever task that you are doing. When you are immersed in the storyline, you are not living in this world. Time does not move for you. The world does not exist for you. All your perceptions and thinking have completely stopped. There is no distinction between you, the book, and the experience of reading the book. All are merged into one. This is the same experience that you are talking about. Feeling the oneness of the universe. One's own separate self, the ego, also did not exist. There was not a moment in which we had the thought, I am reading a book now. No perception, no world. No thoughts, no time. No ego, no separateness. This is the feeling of oneness.
I thought the feeling of oneness is achieved through the samadhi experience.
Let me explain samadhi. Samadhi is very similar to deep sleep. I will first explain what happens during the deep sleep and then extend the analogy to the samadhi experience. Imagine yourself watching a movie in a cinema hall. The screen represents your mind. And the person sitting and watching the movie is the real you, the consciousness. During the waking state, you see what is happening around in your mind. During the sleeping state, you see the thought projections that are happening in your mind. During the deep sleep, there is nothing happening in your mind. You are watching the absence of your body and mind, but your mind is asleep and therefore not aware of the fact that nothing is happening. Okay. This time, instead of the screen, let us imagine that the 3D glasses that she is wearing represent the mind. Samadhi experience happens when the mind is not asleep. The 3D glasses that represents the mind enables the consciousness to have the experience of the three states. It is aware of the blankness too, since it is not asleep. Both in deep sleep and in samadhi there will be no thoughts and no perception. Therefore, there is no time and no space. In samadhi, since mind is awake, it can experience the reality without the imaginary time and space. This is the experience of oneness. When you experience the oneness while reading a book, you may not notice the implications of such experience. However, if you reach the samadhi state and experience the oneness, you will certainly be able to look back and see the fact that space and time did not exist during such experience. Our mind in general does the function of dividing and discriminating the single expression of consciousness into the multitude of objects in the universe. It learns not to do this function while in samadhi. It simply allows the existence to exist as it is without intervening in any way. In that state, the mind realizes the oneness of the universe. This is samadhi experience.
Can I achieve the experience of oneness through samadhi?
Certainly, but consider this analogy. You know that the earth is round without experiencing it personally. Why aren't you saying that this is only theoretical knowledge? We all feel the earth is flat. Shouldn't you say that this knowledge is not enough and we should travel to outer space and experience for ourselves that the earth is in the shape of a ball?
I know it is true because I have studied science. If I really want to, I can travel to outer space as a tourist and see it for myself.
Why aren't you doing it?
It is very expensive and not worth the effort.
Exactly, even though many people know Taj Mahal is beautiful, many do not visit it since the experience is temporary, and one would do that depending on how much they would spend in terms of money, time, and effort to gain that experience. Same is the case with experiencing the oneness of everything. It is possible for everyone, but it is not worth the effort.
Why do you say experiencing oneness not worth the effort? Could you please explain?
Samadhi requires a clear mind without thoughts for an extended period, which is challenging for most. It involves renouncing attachments, possessions, and relationships, and rigorous training for years. It's not worth it for a temporary experience.
Does experiencing oneness through samadhi automatically lead to enlightenment?
No, experiencing oneness is profound, but reconciling that experience with our everyday dualistic perception can be challenging. If you take an old uneducated villager who does not even know that the shape of the earth is globe, to the outer space, he will have an experience of seeing a ball-like blue object through the window of the spacecraft but will not be able to comprehend the fact that he in fact is seeing the earth. Only those who have the knowledge on the shape of earth will be able to appreciate the experience of watching the earth from a spacecraft. Similarly, samadhi experience will be meaningful only when one has the knowledge that we are all one and duality is just an illusion.